I was hired for this cloud position not only because I was already learning more about cloud computing, but because of my previous background, because of my previous experience, my previous database and infrastructure management background, right? So usually the companies are going to look at your professional background at a whole, right? Not only on, hey, how many years you have of cloud experience, for example, just that piece, right? Because that's not the whole thing that you need to have in place to succeed in a cloud role. This is my LinkedIn profile, right? By the way, and then I just came in here on the experience section, okay? So you can go there and have a look later on as well. But if you scroll down, I want to show you something, right? When I started working with cloud computing, I didn't actually have any experience, any previous experience with cloud computing, right? So basically, on IBM, when I was working for IBM, I had zero contact with cloud computing technologies, right? I had a lot of background with database management, right? My background was around database management and infrastructure management, technical leadership, and all of that. But I had zero experience with cloud computing. Okay. And then now I moved on and joined Oracle. Okay. Then when I joined Oracle, Oracle hired me at that time, not because I had, cloud knowledge, nothing like this. I was hired because of my, deep technical background on database and infrastructure technologies. Okay. And then once I was there and then started working for Oracle on this non-related cloud position, then I, started having interest with cloud positions, right? With cloud computing. And then I started, following the same path that I just showed you. I started looking, hey, how I could start looking at, the job descriptions and positions that the companies are looking for so that I can start getting the skill sets, the hands-on skill sets that I can land a cloud position, down the road. And then that was exactly what I did. I started, learning more about cloud computing. I did a lot of hands-on exercises on my own computer, on my own laptop, started taking certifications, right? And then long story short, I landed this cloud position, right? And again, I was hired for this cloud position not only because I was already learning more about cloud computing, but because of my previous background, because of my previous experience, my previous database and infrastructure management background, right? So usually the companies are going to look at your professional background at a whole, right? Not only on, hey, how many years you have of cloud experience, for example, just that piece, right? Because that's not the whole thing that you need to have in place to succeed in a cloud role, right? You should have previous background experience, previous, you know, experience on your domain, right? So if you're a developer, you should have a previous experience as a developer if you want to transition to a cloud software developer role, right? And so on and so forth. So that's what you should keep in mind. Okay. And then in my case, that was what happened. And you see, I didn't have any cloud experience, any previous cloud experience. Okay. And that not only myself, okay, most of my multi-cloud bootcamp students, when they land to cloud positions, they don't have any cloud experience at all. Okay, they have a lot of experience, previous experience on their own domain, and they added the cloud computing expertise by joining the boot camps, getting a lot of hands-on experience. And then the companies interview them, they show up, with confidence in the interviews. They show that they have the good technical grasp and they are hired, right? So that's the path that you should take as well. Okay, so that's the first thing I wanted to show you on my LinkedIn. So now let's have a quick look on the amount of job positions that are available here on LinkedIn, and then I'm gonna go through a few job roles, okay, a few cloud positions, so that you see what the companies are looking for on the candidates, right? So if you come back in here on LinkedIn and you click on the home page, you click on the then on jobs, on this jobs button, Then if you come in here and search for, I could come in here and just search for cloud. Then let's say that I wanted to know how many job openings are available on the US right now. Okay. And then if you search for the cloud keyword, and then you can place the, the city or even the country, it doesn't matter. You're going to see how many job openings are available right now that are requiring the cloud computing knowledge. And you see that in the US alone, we have almost half of a million job openings uh, available right now, that you could start exploring, right? But that is a lot. So what I like to do usually is I like to research. I like to do a more specific research, right? I like to start searching for specific roles in a specific domains. So let's say that you wanted to land or start working as a cloud infrastructure engineer, for example. Then you can start searching for cloud infrastructure. And then you're going to say that LinkedIn is going to bring to you the roles in here that are aligned with your keywords. Okay. So in our case in here, we have many cloud infrastructure roles available so that you can start exploring, right? So what I have done, I have already filtered a few roles in here so that I can show you a few examples, right? So let's have a look on this cloud infrastructure engineer position here in the US so that we can see what they are requesting for this role, right? So on the summary here, you can see that on this role, they expect the candidate to architect, implement, and manage solutions to complete the cloud-first modernization of compute, storage, identity networking, governance, analytics, and so on and so forth, right? So by looking at the job description, you can see here, if you scroll down here, you're going to see which are going to be the job duties of this role, right? So it's all about working with cloud technologies. They're asking for Azure infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, knowledge in here, right? Because they want to upgrade existing workloads, right? So this is migration, cloud migration, right? Upgrade existing workloads, leveraging those technologies, right? We have, projects inside of the bootcamp that simulates that, like cloud migration, right? How you can plan a cloud migration so that you can help companies to do that. So that's something that the companies are looking for. And if you scroll down, you're going to see that they're going to ask you, right, for the technical requirements, right? So they're going to ask you for, relevant experience. So you see that they're asking you for relevant IT implementation experience with at least 5 years in a senior technical capacity, right? So you see that they are asking you previous experience as a infrastructure engineer, right? Which is something that you should have. Okay. So now let's have a look in other roles as well. Let's say that you are not in the cloud infrastructure, but you're on the cloud security, right? So, or you're in a security area and you want to move to a cloud security role. So you can search for cloud security as well. And you're going to see so many roles available asking for the cloud security skill sets, right? And then again, I have um, filtered a few rows in here as well so that we can go straight to that and give you a few examples. Let's see, this is the one. This is a senior architect role, right? To work, in a security role with focus on cloud computing environment. And then again, you see the job description in here, what you're going to do. So you're going to be engaged to work with, automation, DevOps, everything aligned with cloud computing. All right. And then you see here that they are asking you to have, hands-on, to work hands-on technically for multifunctional product teams, all of this expected stuff for the role. But you see here that they are not even asking you for coding skills or anything like that, right? Because not every single role is going to ask you for coding skills, okay? So that's one of the things that I wanted to show you as part of this as well. And then in the other cloud engineering role that I showed you, there was no coding skills required either, right? So the reality is that if you're going to work in the cloud space, align it with whatever you're doing in the on-premise environment, you're going to have a very natural transition to work with whatever you're working right now on your on-premise environment, but you're going to be doing the same thing in a more optimized way, I would say, in the cloud computing environments, right? So basically, you could see that there are so many positions available, right? And many of them, most of them actually, will not require you any coding skills and will not require you any previous cloud computing skill sets, right? So all you should do is understand the evolution, right? Your role is going to evolve, and then because your role is going to evolve, you should add the cloud computing skills to your role going forward so that you can stay relevant on the market and take advantage of so many cloud positions available right now on the cloud space, right? So thank you so much and see you soon. Bye bye.